how I always stroll up to the allotment and see what. Oh, Mr. Latching walk into the door as well.
Hello, friends.
Hello, team. People of the allotmenting world. We've come up tonight to do watering, yeah? So we've just come to do some watering. That's it. Basically, I've been asked by one of the other plot holders, he's gone away to the Isle of Wight festival for the weekend, and he's got loads and loads and loads of really nice plants. So he's asked me if I'd water for him for a couple of days. Means it's going to be, well, we're having a little bit of a heat wave, we've been in the 30s today. So yeah, that's what I've come to do, some watering. While I'm on the subject of watering, you know, on one of the previous videos I was saying how I did these carrot tubs and they were doing really, really well, and I put the glass on the top to help them germinate, keep the moisture in. Well, they don't always quite go to plan. I've got this one where they've obviously started germinating on this side, and I've had to take the glass off because we had a really hot day, and I think some of the seedlings started coming up, and it must have got too hot in there, must have frazzled them. So I think these ones here must have just been in a little bit of shade, so they're okay. Well, there was a couple here that looked like they'd been, you know, it was too warm for them. But I've took it off, I'll keep it watered, and we've got some of the other ones that obviously hadn't quite germinated. I'm hoping they're going to fill the gap. Because I did sow quite a lot in there, it's so quite heavy. And then obviously I'll thin out then so that there's like 2 inches between each one. So yeah, that's the plan. Oh, and the other thing that I was thinking of doing is, I've got these green beans as well that we want to put in. These are Dwarf French Beans. Basically, I grew some garlic inside. Obviously planted them last year around about Christmas. And obviously there's a little space available there. And beans, as they're quite warm loving plants, I've grew a little tray of them, and I'm just going to fill that little area there with some green beans basically. And the other thing I do want to do is, which I've seen on like short reels actually, is I've seen a lot of people that grow in tomatoes and they've got loads and loads of flowers on the truss like this, like what we've got. I mean, these are cherry tomatoes, so I'm not sure whether that's quite, you know, it's going to be quite as bad. But what they tend to do is, like where this one is, almost prune that part off so that you get obviously the plant's sending more energy. Yeah, the plant's sending more energy to the ones that are there. Obviously, because it's got to do a hell of a lot of work to get all of those pollinated and get these to ripen as well. So I've seen it. I might do it. I'll try one plant. I might cut some of the things back and have a little bit of an experiment there. So yeah, I've never grown. What are they, Jode?
Cucumbers?
It's been a long day. I've been in the sun all day. So yeah. Oh, look at the pepper! Look, I haven't seen that. Look, see that?
Oh yeah.
No way. I didn't even know they had any fruit on there.
This is what someone with ADHD does. They're talking about one thing and then they
yeah,
go...
but that I didn't even know that there was any on there. Look, I'm well chuffed with that. Look.
That's big, isn't it?
Yeah, loving it in the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, I've seen a couple of videos and I've seen a couple of things on some Facebook forums and stuff, saying that when you grow a cucumber, you're meant to take the male flowers off. Now, I'm not too sure if that's if it's a hybrid variety, if you've got to do that, and I'm not too sure whether this is or not. So, look, there's one there. Look.
What's the... Oh, look at it. What's the male flower like then?
So I think a female flower, if it's the same...
On your shed door.
No, there's someone in the plot next door. Oh. If, see, that's got like a little ball on the back. So obviously that's a female. And then the male ones don't have that. They don't have... The female one basically has the fruit behind. And then the male one opens the flower so that the bee can go into there and then go into the female to pollinate. But I don't think that they need pollinating. And I think they say if they do get pollinated, they taste bitter. But again, I've never grown a cucumber before. I'm not a massive fan, to be honest. But let's all take a second to admire this. Oh, look at him. No, we had some last year. Somebody gifted me some. And
there's another one there, look.
Yeah, there's a couple. Look, there's one there, and this one's the same. He's got a couple coming on. I've seen some chilies on this one.
Oh.
Got some chilies on here, look. See ya. So this one's got some chilies on there. they've started. So this one and this one, these are chili plants, and same the other two, same end, same by the door. They're chili plants as well. These are chilies this side, and same at the other end, and then the ones in the middle are peppers. But yeah, we did some peppers last year, but I didn't get the greenhouse last year up till, I don't know, probably about now. So I had the little plug plants that they gave me that were quite big, and last year wasn't a very warm year. So some of the stuff like likes the water, like the potatoes did really good, the peas did really good, the beans did really good, because they like a lot of moisture. They all seem, and the pumpkins, they did good, didn't they, last year?
Red loads.
But yeah, it was a bit of a wavy spring last year, if I remember rightly. So they came on, but they didn't turn. They come green, they start green, and then as they ripen, they change colour apparently. So hopefully, I'm chuffed now, because they've come on, they're fruiting. That's early, that is, as well, I think. Well, it's been a good year for the warm loving stuff, I think. So
Absolutely loads of flowers on there, like tomatoes.
yeah, so what I was thinking of doing is stringing these up a little bit. So off the cane, so put a loop of string around there and a loop around the truss, because obviously it's not very heavy at the minute with flowers on, but when that fills up with tomatoes, it's going to be heavier. So I was thinking of just, you know, plus if they're all going to be in the path, we're going to be getting beaten up by them on the way in.
Like the wasp today.
Right, let's go and water the flowers. Let's go and do that first. Beautiful. Dodgy camera work. So this is my friend's plot. He only grows flowers. Beautiful flowers on here. All the way down. I think it's designed to look at from sitting at the bottom, but yeah. So we're here to water. Day 1 of 4 or 5 down here. Still feel a bit damp, but so it's going to be super hot. So. That's why he said he's got all of those. Spider up my nostril there. That's why he said he's got all of those blackcurrants that was on the plot that he's just taken on. And he said he's not going to pick them probably, so
you can have them
yourself, take as many as you want. So
these are the blackcurrant bushes that he's got, that he says we can have the currants from. Loads of currants on there.
this is the downside of growing stuff in pots. You have to water all the time in summer. That's the only thing with like potatoes that we grow, obviously, as in containers. Same thing, you gotta do every night, go up there when it's warm like this. It gets a little bit long, it does. And that's what you gotta do if you want a good harvest. Anyway.
I don't have as many green ones in there.
Oh, I thought they looked fatter at the bottom. Obviously, they're a little bit more difficult to get down to, aren't they?
They just fell on my head. It's easy to see without them.
You're very summery, Jode. I'll say that. And black, ain't you? Like a summer funeral.
Yeah.
I'd marry you.
You already did, silly.
Yeah, good choice, wasn't it, really?
Whew, it's hot in here.
A few in there now. I'll tell you what, you go in that polytunnel.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it's absolutely cooking in there. This is our site anyway. This is the lower part. I don't really come down here very often. There's a couple of the regulars watering. couple of non-regulars. Teething up the old straw, teething up all the blackcurrants.
Blackcurrants. I bet he thought that when you come down, saw me. Thought,
We did have permission, don't worry.
cheeky girl.
His exact words were, help yourself to as many as you want because I'm not going to pick them. So, yeah. Whoever had it before, maybe they were into making jams and stuff.
Yeah, because there's strawberries there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They've only been on a few weeks and all these the weeds have grown through. All the weeds have grown through the net. Weird shaped one. So that's a weird shaped one. Yeah?
Barefoot, proper hippie style now. Look at me go, grounded. Putting the beans in. Little spot where the garlic was. Normally I do this with a dibber. I've got a dibber with a, because I use these like all the time. I've got a dibber with, with this like marked on there the depth, so I know roughly where I'm going. I just push it in, but obviously it's been quite warm, so this ground last year was the same as outside. It was literally just grass like this, and we took the grass off the top. I've actually, well, we do try and do like loosely based on a no dig sort of style, but I do believe that, well, from my experience, if you've got ground that's quite hard and quite compacted, which is ours is not necessarily compacted, it's actually quite good quality soil. But I always think if you turn it over to start with, mulch, and then just try not to stand on it to compress it down. For me, well, everyone's obviously got different opinions. Some guys like to dig, some guys don't like digging, you know. Some guys don't want to disturb it at all. But I think just if you're starting and creating beds, I don't think it hurts to turn the soil over a little bit, just to kind of loosen up the soil. Then obviously put your compost on top, and then just start from there, just go from no dig from there. But unless you're going to stick, I don't know, a foot's worth of compost on the top, it's going to break down to sort of 2 or 3. You know, it's because I had a little bit of space here. I put the French beans in, the green ones, and then I've put a couple of little basil plants in, obviously to go with the tomatoes. So they're a match made in heaven. And that's it now. Hopefully that's good. I mean, they might be a little bit close together, but some people might space them apart. But every time I've grown the dwarf French beans, I've spaced them more than that, and then they don't seem to take up the space. So for me, I'm starting to put them a little bit closer together. Mission in action.
What is it?
The bee. Get
Oh.
on there. Oh, I've saved him. He went for a drink. I think he be off a drink.
Oh. He'll dry off, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be alright now. Listen, how glad I've seen him. He's in now. So what's that? I've got a nest then. Oh, there's a nest, isn't it, under the floor of the shed coming out. So. Yeah, I think there's a nest. Listen, you put the camera down there, but just watch it as they come out. I've already been stung 3 times by wasps today. You hear
Oh,
it?
yeah.
So I think there's a nest. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's under the floor. Hopefully they can pick that up. Yeah, there's a bee's nest under there. I've seen them come out the other day. I thought it was in there, and I thought, what's that noise? I was like, well, there was a gas bottle in here, or a bottle or something. Or like a little spray paint thing they used. You know what? I've had a long day, and I can't remember what we said our plans were that we come up here to do. But I think we've done.
That was just standard then, isn't it?
I know it is, and I can't.
You said
We've
we
put
come
the
up to
beans
water,
in.
didn't we?
Yeah, we come up to water. So
Pick some blackcurrants.
we've watered all the Dex plot.
Picked
We've
the
picked all them
blackcurrants.
blackcurrants. Jelly's
And
picked a load more strawberries. We've put the French beans in. Did I say we was going to do
Yeah,
that?
you did say that you wanted to
The
do
other
that.
only other thing that we've come up here that we was going to do, but I think we're going to do tomorrow now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're gonna, because the blueberries are starting to come good. We're going to, and now we've took some of the nets off the strawberries. We're going to transfer them onto the blueberries. So we're going to cover some of the blueberries up because the birds, they demolished them last night. What was your other job? What was your
You
other
just
thing?
put some basil in.
Oh, and we had some basil, should put that in as well. Buzzing.
You need like a whiteboard to write down what you've done.
I know, yeah. I need the whiteboard to write down what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just come up here and I walk around and I go, oh, a weed. And I pull the weed up and then I go, oh, a strawberry, and I take the strawberry.
And you
then
go
I
off on a tangent like
and
you
I've
do
just
now.
yeah, and then I've been here for 2 hours and I think, I don't think I've done anything. That's the beauty. Get yourself allotment, man. Therapy. Good for you. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Ta-ra.